Rapid fire super niche things I do to boost my manifestations. Very first thing I do in the morning before I even open my eyes is I put my hand on my heart and my hand on my stomach and I take a deep breath and I say, good morning, Courtney. It's gonna be a beautiful day. So cheesy, I know, but it's essential. First of all, you're showing yourself respect and you're greeting yourself and you're saying, hey, I'm just showing you a little bit of time, care, respect, and attention. The second thing that you're doing is you're setting an intention. The next thing I do is I reach for my AirPods, which are on my bedside table. I put them in and I play this very specific YouTube video. It's called Morning Rampage by Abraham Hicks. It's about 12 minutes long and ad-free, so you won't be interrupted even if you're not a YouTube member. Crucial. It starts off with saying, it's a good morning. It's a very good morning. And I just let it wash over me. The important part is I'm still in theta. So my subconscious mind is squishy. It is ready to be impressed. I am blasting it. I'm inundating myself with 12 minutes straight of pure positivity. I'm not fully awake yet. I'm letting this wake me up, and it's the first thing I'm hearing. The way that you start your day in the morning absolutely sets the tone for everything to follow. And during my morning routines, I always head out for a sunshine walk just to make sure I'm getting vitamin D and some sunlight in my eyes for my circadian rhythm. And every single morning on this walk, I listen to a very specific track. It's called Affirmations for Greatness by Ray Lewis. It should be on Apple Music. It's definitely on Spotify, and this is a bar. As soon as I discovered this track, I started looping this on repeat. I would listen to it in my car rides on my way to Pilates class. I would just raw dog this like multiple times. I would have this like, sometimes I would play it 6, 7, 8 times in a row when I was going heavy on my mindset. Once you listen to this, there is no way you're not going to feel like a badass. There is no way your vibe isn't going to go as soon as you listen to this one. This one is a gem, one of my favorites, absolute favorites. Forgot to say, when I'm listening to this track, I am walking down the street feeling like my future self. Whether your future self is famous, you can walk down the street feeling like every car is looking at you like, oh my God, who is that? Or do you feel like your future self is wealthy, future self is loved, whatever it is, you walk down and you feel like that. And trust that the audio is gonna make that feel so much easier. If you are struggling with your self-concept, I really recommend this track. Again, Affirmations for Greatness by Ray Lewis. Another niche thing I do is I use affirmations or manifestations as passwords along with angel numbers. So I'll do an affirmation, something I'm trying to call in, and then I'll combine it with numbers in it, you know, kind of like instead of a O, you're doing a 0, but I'll also make sure to include angel numbers like somewhere in that password. It should be a password that you're actually going to manually type in and not just have on like auto login. I go on a lot of walks, so I like to do this on walks, but you can do this at any time, like at your house. I will have fake phone conversations with my friend telling them about how I just got a publishing deal. I'll literally be like, oh my God, I just have to tell you something. And people will be walking by and I'll be embodying like, oh my God, I just got a literary agent. I just got a publishing deal. And I will go ham. I'll be like, oh my God, they said it's going to be a bestseller. Literally, like, I will do this. There is nobody on the other line, but I am feeling it. I am gassing myself up. And this is helping me rehearse, showing my subconscious mind, hey, this is a preview of exactly what's going to happen when that moment comes through. Another thing that you can do is do fake interviews with yourself. So you know how like on ABC, sometimes there's people who are like zooming in and they're experts or they're like niche coming on to talk about something specific, like they're a specialist in something. I will literally pretend I am on a Zoom call with like NBC News, CNN, whatever. I will pretend that I'm being interviewed for whatever it is I want to manifest. To do this, I used to talk about my backstory, how I got here, what the journey was like, and literally, again, I'm telling you, I am doing this to myself. There is nobody on the other line. Also, quantum showering, or really anytime you're like walking through a door, you're like doing something in transition, will literally make the decision, okay, this water is washing away my old self. As soon as I open this curtain door, the shower curtain, I'm gonna step out and it's gonna be my new self. We'll also do this when I'm walking out a door. I'm like, okay, as soon as I open this door, I'm stepping out into my new reality. And then I walk out embodying my future dream self. I also like to borrow the frequency of environments. So I'll take walks in bougie neighborhoods. I'll go to luxury department stores. You can even go to these stores and like get samples of skincare, perfume, textures, things that your future self would find really normal in their day-to-day existence. I will even extend this to going to open houses for houses I can't afford. Like we're talking like in California, it's like multi-million-dollar houses. And the reason I'm doing that is because when it comes to like those tens of millions of dollars houses, I still have this charge where I'm like, ooh, like that's too much. Like that's not for me. Like, I don't know. And so what I want to do by immersing myself in these places where I blatantly cannot afford the homes is I'm getting used to being in that environment. I'm getting used to normalizing it, and I'm going to keep doing it until there's no charge. Similar, I used to do soft launching my future in like really bougie hotel lobbies, and then my life leveled up. This is the same thing, because at one point I was so uncomfortable even going into those hotel lobbies. I didn't even know if I could valet. I was like, are they going to tell me like, Miss Ma'am, please leave? Like, you're not staying here. But now those places are my stomping grounds. So similarly, I want to make these multi-million-dollar homes my stomping grounds, because I do not want to have any like limit on my expansion. I do not want to have any place I walk into where I feel like, this is not for me. Like, I don't belong here. I want a self-concept that is so big and expansive that it can walk into any echelon of living. Also, social media is so important. You should block or unfollow or mute people who you see who trigger you, give you bad vibes, just make you feel some sort of insidiousness. There's also a difference between an expander and envy. So basically, an expander is somebody who you see who you're like, I want something that they have. And sometimes it can come with envy, but if you really get in tune, you can typically tell, am I feeling like this person is expanding my idea of what is possible and I want that, or is this person like not for me? If the envy is rooted in something that you actually do want, maybe explore that a little bit, and like maybe seeing that person could keep your encouragement high. But if you feel like seeing that person is just like pissing you off and making you hate yourself, you just don't need it right now. Content that you are always looking at is a manifestation in and of itself, because when I think back to like my middle school, high school Pinterest board, like everything that I was pinning, Tumblr, everything I was pinning, like that is my life now. So make sure that what you're inundating yourself with on the regular is high vibe, positive, makes you feel good. When I was first working on my mindset, I also like did not read any news. I just like fully entered this tunnel of like good vibes, self-transformation, high frequency vibes only. Same thing with music. Songs are spells. So when I was first going through this, I made sure I was going to eradicate everything that was like, I loved listening to like pining. Oh my God, like I'm such a lover girl music, but the lyrics and like, even like SZA, I love SZA, but like the lyrics are disempowering. If you think about the lyrics as spells, which they are, then you will be really mindful about the types of songs that you're listening to. So I really like high vibe artists, especially when you're going through that transition. I think Free Soul is a really good one. Tony Jones, Moonlight Scorpio. You want to go for like really empowering, almost affirmation based artists, especially if you're just starting out. You got to like flood your mindset. Also living my day-to-day life like I'm on a movie set. Like I'll walk into my Starbucks and be like, no, I'm being filmed right now. This is my main character moment. It's like a track of how I manifested my dream self. So every decision I make right now, this is what the audience is watching, and everything matters. Another way to put it is that I'm walking around and living my daily life as if it's a movie set for my success story being filmed. And therefore, I'm making decisions accordingly. Another thing that I do is the gratitude list trick, where I will write down things that I'm grateful for that are currently in my life. So I'll be like, I'm so grateful for my apartment. I'm so grateful to live in Los Angeles, both true. But then I'll write, I actually did this with my legs. And then I'll pepper in things in a seamless order, mixing present and future. So I'm not dividing it between like what's in my life and what I'm grateful for that's coming in. I'm making sure to mix them up. So I'll write, I'm so grateful to live in California. I'm so grateful to live by farmers markets. I'm so grateful for the delicious latte I had this morning. All true. I used to write, I'm so grateful for my lean model legs. I'm so grateful for my apartment with floor to ceiling windows. At the times, those weren't true. And then after that, I would write, I'm so grateful for being able to sleep in this morning. True. And by doing that, you are priming your subconscious mind and you're just planting the seed. And time is going to water it. But in addition to that, you are just normalizing what is you're grateful for. And now I have the lean model legs. So now when I'm writing, like, I'm so grateful for my healthy bunny. I'm so grateful for my job. I'm so grateful for my lean model legs. There comes a point when you cannot tell when you are calling it in versus when it is actually here and you're grateful for it. Because one day I was just writing, I'm so grateful for my apartment with floor to ceiling windows, and I was sitting in that very unit. Another thing that I'll do is scripting, where I will date the entry like sometime in the future, and I will write in detail. I'll write an entire entry about every single detail from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed. So I'll pretend it's sort of like an end of day entry, and I will just describe every moment. This day was so amazing. I'm so grateful. And I'm using words present tense. So I'll be like, I'm so grateful for, it's amazing that this has happened. I'm so excited about this. And I'll write it as if it's in the present. And by doing this, I am calling my future self in. Biggest part about manifestation is we are bringing the future into the present. So the more that we can embody our future self right now, even if it's just through an exercise, the more quickly our dream life is going to come to us. I just realized I'm running out of time, so I can't add any more, but let me know if this was helpful. And if it was, I'll make another video.